Welcome back to First Steps with Rob and Jules. This is the first time we've been together in a while recording. So we had a week off to set a few things up, but now we're back. So we're talking about generosity and why giving to others will give you a longer life as well. So I guess the first question that sort of comes to mind is, should we give? Like, do you feel it in your bones that we should give? Was it something that was natural to you?
Yeah. I believe that it's important to give.
Yeah, same. Like my mom always instilled that in us as well. Like, she was really religious. Like charity was always something that was like really big with her as well. But like looking into the science of it as well, so when you actually give, your body releases endorphins, and endorphins are the chemical that make you feel good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So whenever you get surprised or you get a gift or something like that, you release the same stuff. And when you give, it releases endorphins. It goes on to relieve stress and generally make you feel a whole lot better. So a lot of people that give and donate, why you like see so many like organizations based around charities, I think is because people describe giving to others and the feeling that they get as a helper's high. Like it's it's really addictive, I reckon.
Is that the same chemical you get when you eat as well?
I think so, like heaps of chocolate.
Yeah.
And also when you work out.
Yeah.
So it's like your it almost relaxes you. So you can see why it's like such a big stress reliever as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's so beneficial for you. So no wonder why people kind of look at it like the great life extender, in terms of like how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
But it also helps like the other people. You know what I mean? Like people that you actually give to. Like, do you like the reaction that you get when you give something to someone?
Yeah, like when I give like Christmas presents, and seeing that excitement, especially in kids.
Yeah.
I love that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I actually only got excited about giving presents after I met your family.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I remember one Christmas we went hard out and we were like giving like Xboxes and PlayStations and MacBooks.
Yeah, they got spoiled that year. iPad minis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of just went crazy.
Yeah.
But it was that feeling, and it was only after that I started giving to my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we would always do the Kris Kringle thing, and then we'd all individually buy for the kids.
Yeah. But is your Kris Kringle like you know how you get the person that you need to buy for, and then you also give each other lists of things that you want?
It is now.
Oh.
It wasn't before.
Yeah?
Yeah. So now it's like, you say, whoever's got me, I would like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I think that sort of takes away from like the surprise.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, of course.
Like I love surprising people with something that, they weren't expecting. Like I find that that's a bigger reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too as well. Like there was one Father's Day where you actually got me a picture and it had Brody doing a Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
And then a picture of me back in the day with the Spider-Man mask on.
Yeah.
I was not a kid. I was actually an adult doing a similar pose. And shoes. But it was actually the picture that really sort of like I think made me the proudest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Superman as well.
Yeah, and Superman too. And I think you had a similar thing with your dad recently as well.
Yeah. It was his 60th and his mom recently passed away. And he was he loved his mom to bits, but he unfortunately didn't get the chance to take all of us kids to Samoa to meet her. So most of us she never really got to meet any of us.
Yeah.
So me and my siblings put together a photo shoot, and we left a space in the middle, and then my brother photoshopped my grandmother in. So it was like we all took the end result was like we all took the photo together and she was in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was we knew he was gonna cry, like we expected that. But it was like when it happened, it was still weird. There was just not a dry eye in that room.
Yeah. That was a different cry.
Yeah. And just like when you could see somebody like almost like physically feel it in their heart, it's worth so much more than you know, the effort or the money that went into the gift.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Sorry. But when you're giving to someone, how do you feel when they don't want to accept it?
I don't think I've experienced that. Yeah, I don't think I've experienced that.
Like when someone says, no, that's too much.
Like my family says that a lot.
Yeah.
But I know it's out of politeness. So like it's not how they truly feel. So like there's a lot of like back and forth, but eventually they take it. But yeah, I've never experienced where somebody's like never accepted or didn't like what I gave them.
Yeah. I actually seen a guy today in the shops when I went shopping. And then it was this old guy and he dropped, I think it was like $2 or something on the floor. And then he couldn't bend down to get it. And then the guy behind him was like, yeah, whoa, watch out. You like dropped your money. And they grabbed it for him and then put it on the counter. And then the guy said, oh, you can keep it. It's all right. And the guy said, no, thank you. We've got plenty. And then the old guy was like, oh, you don't want it? Okay. And he went back and he got it and then walked out.
Aww. That was like the other time. Remember we were at the shops and there was this old man, like really old. It was an old couple and they had done their shopping and he was struggling. I don't know what he was there for a while, but he was like he was going through his wallet and he was like struggling to bring out the money or something to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it took a while and I was watching the lady behind him and I had thought like this was me being judgmental. It kind of looked like she was getting impatient because she kept moving. Yeah. And then she cut in and I was like, is she going to do something? Like, is she going to complain or then another Karen? But nah, she cut in and then she took out her debit, paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Like I was so amazed. And that poor old couple, like they were in shock.
Yeah.
Like I think the wife tried to explain to the husband what she did because he's still going through, he's still looking in his wallet. And then I think he tried to pay her back, and she said no. And then they were really grateful. Yeah, it was one of the sweetest things I've seen.
Yeah, because his card was expired or something like that, and they couldn't accept it. And then he didn't have the cash on him, and then she just stepped in and paid it.
Yeah, I think it was just. I think because of how old he was as well, he was struggling to get the note out of his wallet. Like he had the money, but he just couldn't take it out.
And then they actually offered to give the lady the money, remember?
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I don't want it."
Yeah. Yeah, that was really sweet.
Yeah. It's funny you see that on like TikToks and stuff like that. There's a guy that goes around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then he'll just jump in, and then he'll say, "I'm paying for all of it," and then he'll go.
Yeah.
And it's awesome when you see it, but when you see it in real life, it's weird, eh? It's like some fairy tale shit.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm the same as well, where like I've always wanted to give as much as I can. Like, even when I see like homeless people, I'll try and give them whatever change I have.
Yeah.
But they're like, because I know that the feeling of just walking past them without trying to give them something is worse than...
Or ignoring them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were a lot of times when, I got made to feel pretty shit that, I wanted to help them.
Yeah. Because they get money from the government.
Yeah, we get, so many stories I've been told, like, why do you give money to them? They're actually, those people are actually rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know the story. I just, like, if it's like, for me, it's like, well, that's your story. That's your assumptions. I don't know, mate. Like, I can't, just think that every homeless person is actually rich. They're just out there disguising themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's between them and whoever, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Have you told the story before on the show?
I don't know.
Where you, so there was this homeless guy in North Sydney where we used to work. Did you want to tell the story?
No.
And he always used to sit in the same spot every day. And then Jules, one day bought all this tuna, all these things like water and stuff like that, things that this guy could eat, while, he was like, he didn't have access to like a microwave or stove or anything like that. So all these foods that he didn't need to cook, basically, that were ready to eat.
Like tin food,
waters, juice. I think you got him as well.
No, I got him a lot of those pump waters.
Yeah.
Because it was also summer.
Yeah. And then Jules went through and went to go give it to him, and he wasn't there.
Yeah. But that's that was also my fault, because I had walked past that guy 2 days 2 days in a row, and I didn't give him anything. And it was always that, I kept thinking like, what other people said as well. Like that kind of made me feel sort of bad. And and then the third day I was like, you know what, like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Like, it's in my heart. I'm like, it's stuck with me for a while, and then I just did it, and then he wasn't there, so I was so crushed. Like, I bought like cans of tuna,
spaghetti,
a few things, but like cans that were easy to open as well.
Yeah, you didn't need an opener or anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I like now I just sort of, that was like my lesson. Like now it's like, I don't care what other people say. I'm just going to, like, if I want to give, I'm going to give. I don't care if they're, trying to deceive me or whatever. Like,
yeah. And I think now you also trust your intuition a whole lot more. Whereas you don't stew on things and then go, is it the right decision? Well, yeah, it's the right decision and I'm going for it. And like those guys are actually asking. Whereas sometimes if you give to someone that isn't asking,
that guy wasn't.
Wasn't he?
No, he was just staying. He was just outside. He had his sleeping bag outside of a shop in the corner. He wasn't asking. That was just where he crashed.
Yeah.
But because it was also summer and it was really hot, and I felt really bad for him.
Yeah.
And but because a lot of people in that area, and it's past the city, a lot of them look down on people like that. And they say, they're like, really they're rich, or, I've seen that guy have a phone, or they'll even pull up like articles. Like I've had somebody do that.
Yeah.
Who show me like, look, here's this story. He's actually, fake or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how I can't like interrogate people before I, contribute to like helping them.
Yeah. And it kind of changes your perception of the world, eh? Like people want you to second guess before you help.
But also people are quick to judge because other people judge.
Yeah.
They just go by what other people say because and it's sad because then they probably also want to give as well, but because everybody else is like, pulled their nose up, they also follow that.
Yeah.
I did, and like I was one of them too. Like for those first 2 days, I did the same thing. And then what happened when I was ready, he was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And you almost think like what could have happened?
Yeah.
Was it because he didn't have any food?
Yeah.
Or like, did he find somewhere better, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or he wasn't no one was helping him there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he got kicked out.
You know what mistake I make a lot is I will give out of pity. Like not out of like wanting to help. You know what I mean? Like I'll give because I feel sorry for someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I do that too. But isn't that normal?
Well, I don't think the person on the receiving end wants pity. Like pity doesn't help.
But is that pity but giving them something, or just like, oh, like I feel sorry for him and then walk away, or?
It is like pity, give someone something and then that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But not the act of helping. But I think the act of wanting something better for someone else is different.
Yeah.
I think pity keeps people there.
Yeah. But I mean, if you give them money as well, I mean, that's helping, isn't it?
Yeah. True. I don't know. Is pity a bad thing? I think pity is a bad thing when you show people.
I think pity is a bad thing when you don't do any action to, help them. So like if I was to, look at them and be like, oh, I feel sorry for him, but do nothing, that's bad. But, feeling sorry for them, but then giving them, some money to help them out, even if it's just to buy like a bread, like, bread roll or something, like that's not, I don't think that will get that bad at all.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be.
I'm just thinking back to something that I think it was Tony Robbins. It was like pity doesn't help anyone or something. I think he told a story about helping a guy on the street.
So it's more like I get it. I think some people also give, like they drop coins in there just to make them feel better or less guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like mainly why I give.
For you, like for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably more so that I don't feel guilty.
Yeah. True. And I think that was the because I sometimes give money as well. But what was different about that guy that day was that I really genuinely wanted to help him. I don't know, something about him. I just felt a lot more.
Yeah.
And instead of just going and giving him $50 cash or something, I went and like figured I'll buy waters because it was hot as.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Because he was also there during the day, and it was like hot during the day, and yeah, I just like because I couldn't handle the heat when I went outside, and then I go back in the office aircon. So I was like, I'm grateful for it, but then there's this guy who's just outside in the heat. And that's when I started thinking about buying him waters because I thought that was more important than giving him cash.
Yeah.
And then, I just thought about food as well.
Yeah.
But then I think I also, because I went to a bakery and I bought him a roll as well, and I threw some cash in that bag as well.
Yeah, I remember you went hard out. Like it was a lot of stuff. Like you had 2 bags and it was heavy.
Yeah.
And you carried it in heels.
I think, you know what? I also got made to feel guilty because like, how's this poor guy going to carry all this stuff? Like, yeah, true. Should have bought a suitcase.
That would have been next level.
But yeah, a lot of people judging though.
Yeah, it's weird when you get judged for giving, eh?
You get judged for being generous.
It actually like changed me. I had someone in my family who like they didn't like that I gave cigarettes out.
Oh, okay.
And then it got to a point where I was like, well, I won't give out any more cigarettes. And then a homeless guy wanted to fight me because I said no. And it's weird how much more negative energy it attracted.
True. Yeah. I just don't give cigarettes to kids.
Yeah, hell no.
High school kids. I've had that before.
Yeah. So there's some like sort of classic ways you can always give. So you can donate to charity.
Oh yeah.
buy toys for hospitals. You can gift a pizza. Did you know this?
Oh no.
Yeah, so you can gift a pizza to a random number. I think they've got a register, and then you gift a pizza, and then Domino's or Pizza Hut or one of them will randomly send it to.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, like you got St. Vinny's, Salvation Army, who do their like their winter appeal and their Christmas collections and stuff like that. I like giving to those ones when it's for a purpose, like when it's freezing outside. When it's freezing outside and like there are people out there who don't have shelter.
Yeah.
Especially on like cold and rainy nights, like it's crazy. And then the kids appeal at the end of the year. So you also might see something at work, especially in like, I think in a corporate environment. I haven't seen it too much in like in a warehouse, FMCG sort of environment as well. There's usually a food or a toy drive.
Yeah. We have those as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So when I was working at this organization in St. Leonard's, we actually did this thing. So it was Christmas time and we had a toy drive at work.
Okay.
So then we kind of went, well, let's do like a team Kris Kringle. And then let's buy the toy that we think like 8-year-old me would love.
Yeah.
And then we bought it, or 5-year-old me, sorry. And then we bought it for that person.
Mm.
And then once we like got it, we were like, wow, that's awesome. And then we donated it to the toy drive.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was actually
that.
really cool. But then you sort of go, I actually kind of want this toy now. Like,
well, remember Brody?
oh, yeah. So we had to do that, like buy the toys. Cause I remember we went to like Kmart to buy it and look for it. But then we had to buy Brody a toy as well.
But at the same time, he was still upset about the toy that you were going to give to another child, and we tried to explain to him that it's for kids that don't get presents or they don't have a home. Like we tried to, but nah, he was so stubborn. At
that point, he just turned 4.
Yeah.
So he had almost no idea.
He was like, but I want it. Why are you giving it to another kid for?
Monkey.
But it was so hard to try and because we thought it was also a good lesson for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because of that, the next time he was actually open to giving away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that opened his eyes. But I'll get you to explain like that story about what we were intending to do in terms of donating. Because I think like this kind of sums up our whole approach to kind of giving.
Yeah.
And where it kind of went from let's give so that we don't feel so guilty, but actually trying to enrich other people's lives.
Yeah.
Because this was driven by you mostly, actually.
Oh, really?
In trying to teach Brody those values. So I'll pass it over to you. But yeah, if you can like tell the viewers.
Well, for me, I don't know when it started, where giving was so important to my life. But I think because growing up, we probably didn't experience, giving as well. But then we also hadn't really experienced like receiving. Like we got gifts, but it wasn't a regular thing that, like what we give Brody. It was always a rare, like, I don't know, once a year or twice a year. And I remember that feeling when it did happen. And I just, the feeling that I got was like when my dad bought me a mobile phone for the first time, and I was so excited. Like to this day, I remember how excited I was. I was like, it's just like, like as a kid, you do this like little jiggle dance when you get something. And
I can confirm I never did the jiggle dance.
But you just like, you dance around on the spot, like you're excited. And
did you want to give the viewers a demo of this jiggle dance?
But yeah, like just that feeling, just, excitement, and you're so grateful. And like, there was also a few tears because I was like, I felt for my mom and dad, like, wow, they gave me this. It's so expensive. Like, yeah. So I think like from those kind of experiences, when we did get gifts, like I appreciated the giver more. And so I wanted, to see what it was like. Because to me, it was like, if somebody gives me something nice, you got to give something in return and all that. So like, once I started working, the first thing I wanted to do was like, surprise everyone. Yeah. Like that was my goal. Yeah. Because I've always wanted to do that, but just never had money. Yeah. And then, so I started doing that, creating like a Christmas tradition for our family. We started doing Kris Kringle.
I know. Like from that Kris Kringle has turned into like a massive event in your house.
Yeah.
Like no joke. You won't open like by yourself, but like across everyone, there will be like 60 presents, 70 presents, and the whole floor is just wrapping paper.
Yeah. Because like what I wanted to do was I also wanted to, get the boys to feel that way as well. Like my siblings.
Yeah.
I wanted them to feel, that feeling that I get when I give. So even though it was Kris Kringle, sometimes I give them money to go buy the presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was the only, like, I would be the only one working. Mom and dad, they're paying the bills. So, but they would help out as well. So like we'd sort of, me, mom and dad would split money and give like, say, $50 to each person.
Yeah.
And then we all sort of come together and, they've bought presents.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would also go and buy each and every one a present anyway.
Yeah.
But like we to this day we're still doing it. But yeah, it was from that time because I got addicted to that feeling.
Yeah.
Of, giving and seeing the reaction and just feeling it in my heart. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that's when I wanted to do something like that with Birdie. And there was one time we were at home and like, I think he was bored. I had a day off.
Yeah.
And that was the times when I just missed my baby because I had to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I wish I stayed home with him. And yeah, anyway, so when I got that day off, I was like, I'm not going to waste it. So I took him to the shops and then I gave him, I said, okay, you have $20. Go buy whatever, you want to buy, but it can't be over $20. So he'll go and then he'll pick these presents or these toys. And then we sort of calculate it and they'll be like, it's just a little over. So then he was like, okay, so we'll go put it back. And then, we did that like every time I had a day off, I'd take him to the shops and we'd do that. And then sometimes I'll be like, Brody, we can only have one present. You can only pick one. So he'd like try and figure out which one he wanted the most. So like he got to also learn prioritizing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll grab one and then I'll be like, okay, well, you can't get anything else. And then you'll walk past and see something else and you're like, I actually no, I want this one. But yeah, that's what I started doing with him on my days off. Like kind of like budgeting, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're buying toys for to donate.
Oh yeah. That damn, I don't
remember so our plan was to donate to Westmead's Children's Hospital.
Oh, that started with we were sorting out toys. So because by then this kid had like a whole lounge
of toys.
He had a lounge room of toys
that he didn't play with.
Yeah. So we sat there and we sorted out which ones to chuck out and which ones to keep. And we chucked out all the ones that were broken. And then the ones that we kept, I asked him which ones he wanted to keep for himself.
Yeah.
And which ones he doesn't play with. And then from there, he was like, okay, so he had two piles and the toys that he doesn't play with, I asked him if it'll be okay if we give those toys away. And he wasn't sure what I meant because he was like, oh, what? Where were you giving it? Who are you giving it to?
Yeah.
And I said, you know how, I reminded him about that Christmas and that Kris Kringle that you did?
Yeah.
And I said, remember we were talking about how kids don't, some kids don't have anything when it comes to Christmas. Like, for you get a lot of things, but there are other kids out there that don't even have a home. or like, they can't afford presents, and they don't have the money. And then, and then he was okay with it. But then when I looked it up, when I did some research, you can't give used presents to charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even to hospitals. And most of the requirements was it had to be packaged toys.
Yeah, so brand new.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we're going to keep the toys, but we're going to go to the shops and we're going to go buy toys for kids. And then he at the same time still wanted to give them his ones, but I said, maybe it's better if they get new ones, because then they can open it. You get excited when you open new toys. And then he was like, yeah, let's do that. So we both walked to the shops, and then we had a nice lunch. We started off, we had a nice lunch, and then he had some gingerbread man come over and they took a photo together.
Jeez.
But he was more interested in the girl that was with gingerbread man.
This kid, man.
The one that was giving out candy canes. Yeah, and then so we were both in this really happy. We were in high spirits, and then we went to Kmart, and then we just bought a whole bunch of toys. And he was really, because of the experience that we had, where prioritizing the toys and that.
Yeah,
he used that when we were shopping for what gifts to give kids.
Yeah, so
he would pick kids these are, for 2-year-olds. And then this toy would be good for a 3-year-old. He already knew.
Yeah.
What kind of toys to buy for what. He knew to buy for different ages. Also one for boys, one for girls.
Yeah.
And then we ended up with a trolley full of toys. But it was really fun doing that with him. He was really excited. And then we brought it home. I think we also sorted throughout his old clothes as well, our old blankets from when he was a baby. And then we sorted them out in tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when we went to St. Vinny's.
Yeah. Because we were going to go to Westmead, but then they also had requirements on the type of toys you could give.
Yeah. It was so strict.
Yeah, it was really, really, and understandably so, but at the same time, it made it hard to buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you went to St. Vinny's to do the drop off.
But before that, what the plan was the same feeling that, I tried to, give to my siblings, which is giving.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that for Brody as well. So I wanted him to experience the kids' reactions when they get a gift.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. And then we went to St. Vinny's, and they just took our stuff.
Yeah, because it wasn't like you were giving to them, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, we couldn't find somewhere where we could, just give it directly to the child.
Yeah. So when you dropped it off, it was the clerks at St. Vinny's were kind of doing their jobs, and they just directed you and just said, just drop it off there.
Yeah, and just drop it off in the back. And then Brody's like, where's this going? So, he didn't really get it. But then we explained afterwards, where it would go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't the experience that I wanted for him.
Yeah, same. And then recently, something happened at school with Brody.
Yeah. And that was 2 years ago, the St. Vinny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. And then this year.
Yeah. Did you want me to?
Yeah.
So about a week and a half ago now. So one of Brody's teachers came up after school, and she had an envelope in her hand. She kind of went, Brody and his friends, they all went down to the canteen, and then Brody had some money on him, so he just bought everyone ice blocks. But it was just funny because she said, well, we didn't know where he got the money, so here's the $35 back. And it's funny, like he had a lot of money for a kid.
Yeah.
And all he ever does with his money is actually share it.
Yeah.
With his friends at school. I don't know if he's flexing or what, but what I like is that he's selflessly kind of gives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he took all of his friends this day because he felt a bit rich, so he thought he'd share it. And like it actually made me really, really proud. I wasn't concerned at all that like he was spending money. I don't really care.
I was so proud of him as well. Like, you know, we didn't get to give him that experience of giving gifts directly to children with St. Vinny's in you know, that scenario.
Yeah.
But he did it himself.
Yeah.
Because he came home so excited and he was like telling us what happened and what he did, and all the kids were so happy and yeah. But he was on a high, like wasn't he pacing and
yeah. And it was funny because I kept telling him, I'm so proud of you. And he was like, but for what though, Daddy?
Yeah. Tell me.
Is it because I got this award at school? Is it because of this? Yeah, I think he even said, is it because I got this in Fortnite? I was like, no. And it's something that we were rewarded as well.
Yeah.
Because like he got his V-Bucks after that. But instances like that, like it just allows us to feel even more grateful as well.
Yeah.
One that like I think the most important thing for me is that Brody can see the positive impacts of actually being generous and contributing. But also like it allows you to kind of see what you have as well and be generous. Gosh, be grateful for those things that you've got.
Yeah, like it goes back to you know, helping somebody just out of pity or just sort of like, you know, because of your, you know, guilt or your ego. And you know, there are a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
But it's more the giving value to somebody.
Yeah.
That's a different feeling.
Yeah.
And that's like just pure, I don't know, like out of this world kind of feeling that you get with that kind of contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you like can give value to somebody and, you know, rather than them paying you back, just seeing that they're happy or, you know, or even just like, you know, helping out, you know, like we've done it where we help out our families sometimes when they're struggling. Yeah. And then a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you know, here, like, you know, I want to pay you back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, no, like, you know, like we enjoy that feeling of like giving from your heart. Yeah.
Without expecting it back.
Yeah. Like I almost feel like if I accept something back, it's like, well, then there was no reason for you to give in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I wanted to also go into other areas that you can also be like generous in.
Yep.
And contribute. Maybe we should start at family as well.
Okay.
Since we're on that rip. So I find with family you can kind of give more than money.
Yeah.
I find with family it's time. It's understanding, like taking them out for a coffee, or like support, or letting your mom buy you a coffee. It's weird, but like being a parent myself now, I can completely understand it. But the other week, my mom was like, "Can I buy you a coffee?" And I was like, "It's all right. I will buy the coffee." And my mom was like, "No, I'm going to buy the coffee." And I was like, "All right, cool." But just that simple act gave her so much reassurance that even though we're grown, she's still taking care of us as a parent.
Yeah.
And would have made her really, really proud. Because my mom likes to give where she can. Like, she's really generous.
Yeah.
Like, my mom will friggin' pull out a whole like pack of steak and meat and make a meal. Like, if someone just rocks up.
Yeah.
Not saying to just rock up either.
Yeah, but your mom's always been like, she'll always make that extra plate of food for, whoever, randomly pops up.
Yeah, my mom's always got like 3 extra plates of food.
Yeah. So good though.
But like, I think that runs in both of our families where like your parents will go like over the top if a guest shows up and everything comes out.
Yeah.
Like, someone will shoot through to KFC, another person will get like desserts and stuff like that. Someone's making coffees.
Yeah.
It's like next level, like service too. Like, they break out the sauces with the coffees.
I don't know about now. I don't even know if they have sauces still.
Who uses sauces?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've never seen that at the shops.
Oh, really? We got sauces.
Oh, no, that's side plates.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know what a saucer is.
This guy is flying sauce.
Jeez, I lost where I was up to.
I think like, when we grow up, sometimes we forget that, our parents also still want to be needed in a way.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I've learned as well, because for me, I'm like, I'm an adult now and I'm able and I got money and I can cover a lot of things. But when my dad offers to pay for something, he like, that's a lot more valuable to him to be able to give that to his, his child, even though I know I can pay for it, or I know I can do it. He just like, he appreciates, like he feels so good to
like
help.
Fulfilled.
Yeah. To be, to still be there for his kids, or to still do something for his kids.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like when you get to a certain age and you can do things and you do things and you don't rely on your parents anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's heartbreaking because they feel like, I don't know, pushed away or pushed aside and forgotten about.
Like, they're not providing value.
Yeah. They don't feel needed, and it's really sad. So I do try and, let dad pay when he wants or give us money when he wants to.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I also feel really like I do sort of sometimes like, no, Dad, it's all right. Like, stop. And
But really,
no. Because like, to me, it's like, I feel bad because, I should be giving to him and but nah, he always says to me that that's what I want to do. So now he won't give it to me. He'll give it to his grandkids because he knows I can't say nothing then. So he's like, nope. If you're not going to keep it, like this is for my grandson.
But your dad always says, but you can use it if you need anything.
But he spoils Brody.
Yeah.
It's almost like he clings on to that too. Like being able to spoil his grandkids.
Yeah. But I guess who wouldn't, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of the fruits, I think, of having kids would be one day having.
Yeah. Like, even my mom.
Grandkids.
Like, my mom, she might not buy things, but she offers to babysit. And, you know, she'll like get up in the morning, make them breakfast, make them lunch, dinner. Yeah.
Like hard out.
It's almost like with grandkids, they get that feeling of being, you know, needed again back sort of thing.
Yeah. And revisiting it.
Yeah. And just feeling like valuable.
Yeah, true. Jeez. The other area where you can also be generous in is relationships. So gonna kill me.
Yeah, Jay.
So I was thinking, so do some of the tasks you don't normally do, like maybe clean the toilet. This is for me.
Write this down.
It's written down. So that your partner can have a rest, but also that you're like, you know, pulling weight as well. Sometimes you can pay. I reckon you can pay a bit more so that your partner can like spend on something that they want. Like a PS5.
Just got a TV calibrated.
Secured.
For $500.
Take your partner out to dinner.
Nah. Yeah, okay. When?
Never. But I think take the partner. Sounds so cold. But I think going out to dinner is almost like the gateway to more. Like talking through more issues and stuff. Like it opens it up for other things that weren't on the table before. It might not be issues, but it might be like dreams and other things that you might not have known that your partner would have wanted to do.
With or without phones?
Maybe the first time without. Nah. Give them 5 minutes to plead their case and then I'm joking. Without phones is probably preferable.
Highly preferable. Yeah. Because you don't want to talk to somebody and they're just more interested on the phone. There's like no point of going out anyway.
You're 100%. Like in terms of being generous, like you should be committed to the conversation. Like you're out because like this is a time for you to actually like not speak baby talk as well if you got kids, or to get out of your normal environment so that like you can stretch different muscles. That sounded really dirty, but it's not. I promise.
This guy. I don't think it's just that either. And like there's like also like I think the biggest thing is being generous with time, and you know I think that's where we're sort of lacking at the moment is the time we spend together.
Other?
Yeah, time for each other. Because we've like, you know, we've got a lot on, and you know, we're also parents and trying to juggle everything, and then, you know, a lot of times we're on different wavelengths. So like I'm more like, you know, I want to do this and this for like, you know, what we're doing. And then you might be like, oh man, like I just want to relax. I've got this movie I want to watch, or just, you know what I mean? Or you're on your phone and like you're scared to get into conversations with me because then it gets too deep, or
No. It's not because it gets too deep.
Okay, why are you always on your phone?
I want to stay connected with the world around me.
More connected with the world than with the partner.
Why? Why have you got to like turn it around? You're right. Did you have anything else to add with relationships? But you're right, with time. I feel like time's the thing that we run out of the most, but I take advantage of the most. In terms of like, I've got time. Yeah. I take it for granted. It's true. It's probably the thing that I'll be like begging for the most.
When you start working?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually the case, but.
Yeah. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Be generous with kids, especially with your patience. And also, I think you can be a little bit dorky with kids.
Yeah. They love it when you come down to their level and.
Well, I don't think Brody's dorky. I think Brody's like cooler than both of us.
What is dorky?
How is he dorky?
No, what is dorky?
That's like nerdy.
Okay. Well, you're nerdy. No, with movies and that.
Okay. All right. Now you cover it up. But really, such a nerd, this guy.
Well, what is nerdy then?
Socially awkward.
Oh, I thought nerdy people like, smart or more focused on like less enjoyable things.
Wow. Less enjoyable to who? This guy.
True. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I didn't know really what nerdy and dorky is because before it used to be a bad thing, but now it's like, the it thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's like, oh man, I don't know what the show is, but it's like the nerdy guys are the hot guys. Yeah, like they're nerd, like, your typical stereotypical nerd with the glasses and the braces and that, but they're going out with like, chicks in bikinis and stuff like they players. Yeah, I don't know. It's like totally done a 360.
All right. That's such a weird segue. How did we get to like this MTV show?
You said dorky and nerdy. I didn't even know if anyone uses those words anymore. It's so awkward.
All right, you proved your point, all right? I was going to put my glasses on, but I won't, just to prove a damn point now. So I find that I have to disrupt Brody a lot, especially with the Fortnite. So like I will do like a stupid dance or make a stupid face or like do something that will just break his concentration.
To get him off the game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like a lot of times he just turns into a zombie.
Yeah.
So it's how do you break that like sort of that rhythm that he's got. But I think it's also investing and being generous with your time in their interests.
Mm-hmm.
I think again linking into like Gen Z and Alpha generation. It's like get into TikTok. Can you do lots of like his TikTok videos just of him like dancing?
He tells me to.
Yeah, I know.
He makes me do it.
And he like tries to suss out the vibe and everything and the moves.
Like I'll be scrolling through TikTok and then you'll come over and he's watching like over my shoulder and he sees a video he likes and then you'll just scroll back.
Yeah, I know.
Like he'll just put his arm over me and just scroll back. Like, oh. And then, and he was like, I want to do that one. And then I have to record him.
Brody loves cooking, so we're doing a lot of that, making his own pancakes and stuff like that. And he really liked walking when it was like a bit warmer. Not now, but when it was a bit warmer, he used to love walking and exploring.
Yeah, but I think it's like it's just any time that he gets with you, like it's the time.
It's funny, but a big question for him is, what's your favorite thing that you like to do with me?
Yeah.
And my response is always watching movies with you.
Yeah.
And then the other night, this is weird, he sat down and he watched this movie called The Martian with me. It's not an action-packed movie or anything at all. It's a guy going through a series of problems, solving them, and then getting to the next problem, solving it. And then it kind of just goes on like that. It's 2.5 hours. He sat through right from the start straight to the end.
Yeah.
I had to explain it to him, but like I employed that patience because I hate explaining anything during a movie. Like if you ask me and you're like, what did that person just say? And you're blocking out something that the person's just saying. It's like, just destroys me.
Yeah, that's me.
Badly. But yeah, I was explaining everything to him. He got it. And then like he loved the movie.
Yeah. But also like, because the night before you slept over at your mom's as well and he missed you.
Yeah.
So like to me, I took it like when you came back, he wanted that time with you. But he also knows your interests, which will be movies.
Yeah.
So he wanted to do something for you almost. Like he was contributing to, like he was giving value to you. Yeah.
True.
So like he was like he was willing to sit there and watch the movie and talk to you just to get that bond and that time with you.
True. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, that's actually like pretty good.
Yeah, because that's a boring movie for a 5-year-old.
4 or 5.
Look at his face.
The Martian is an excellent movie.
Yeah, but for a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I know. That's what okayed the
leave your facial reaction.
Getting ready to fetch a fight over here. And then lastly, at your job, especially if you're in a leadership position, be generous with your time, with your patience, with your understanding. If you do that, especially with your kindness as well, but if you do that, you are almost amplifying your reach because your people will then go on to their people, will go on to their people if that's how far up you sort of sit. And it just spreads this vibe. You'll find that like your people will be more willing to go the extra mile if they have a leader that is more human, more understanding, kinder, and more generous.
But also that for employees and for customers, in order to get the highest contribution from them, you also got to make sure that you're giving value to them.
Yeah.
See, the more you continue to give value, you build that relationship, and then there's like, you don't even have to ask. But like if you ask once for them to give something, for them to give something back to you, they'll do it straight away.
Yeah.
Because you've already given them like an abundance of like, value to them.
Yeah, that's true. And I've worked for, I think, one leader like that in the past. I know you've got an awesome leader at the moment.
Yeah.
That really kind of goes over and above for his people.
Yeah. It's like providing that trust, and that safe environment to be open and honest. A lot of, it's not all about money as well. It's the way you're treated. It's the behaviors. You give those kind of values to, your team or your customers, they'll you will gain that loyalty.
100%. 100%. And do not be afraid to compliment people. Lets them know if they're on the right track or not. You know what I mean? But if someone's left waiting, they don't know which direction they're going in.
Yeah.
Have anything else to add?
I don't know where else. I think just be generous to anyone and everyone. Just be kind. Try and find areas where you can give, I've been saying it throughout this whole episode, but where you can give more value to, where you can contribute, not just money, but figure out where, you can help them.
Yeah.
By, other means.
Yeah.
I think Tony Robbins was talking about how it's not just about giving them the money, but also see what they actually really need and try and give them that. Set them up with a job or put out a good word for them. Or there was this video that I was watching, and this guy I don't know what country, but he took this homeless man in and he gave him a free haircut. It was, his hair was knotted, matted. It was just everywhere. And it was some of it was that knotted. They had to snip it off.
Jeez.
It was almost like dreadlocks.
Yeah.
He cut it all off, styled his hair, trimmed his beard and his eyebrows, even, shaved his face as well. It was a totally different man.
Wow.
That would have been a lot more valuable to that person than just giving him $50.
Yeah.
Because it's the way you look and feel also has an impression on people.
Yeah.
So maybe it would have made it easier for him to go in and try and apply for a job. He looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah. And I think the whole process of getting a haircut, getting your beard done, it's sort of feeling like you're being pampered.
Yeah. It was I was getting teary watching it, but it was beautiful. It was just totally different person. Behind all that hair and that, and then once he was styled, and it was a complete makeover. You just saw the person behind all of that.
Yeah.
And it's not the person that people see on the streets and they're afraid of. People look at it here in Australia, they're hobos. Is that what they're called? There's that.
I just know homeless.
Yeah, there's a nickname, but it's really mean.
There's heaps of nicknames. I just don't know if it's in Australia, but hobo, bum.
Yeah. But that people, they start, giving them those kind of titles, and then they become people that are not approachable or sociable. You know what I mean?
That's why they give them the title, so they can ignore them.
Yeah. And they're well, I have how many kids? I have my own problems. I'm not going to help you your problems out. Or the typical well, if you didn't get hooked on drugs, you wouldn't have lost. I hate just people just judge and don't help without just help. That's it. You don't have to try and figure out their story.
Yeah. I love hearing that story about Keanu Reeves. And there was a homeless guy, and Keanu Reeves went and sat with him. And I think they talked for hours, and they even shared a meal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think I don't even think he gave him money or anything like that. He just left afterwards.
Wow.
But it's that giving time, like hearing this person's story and kind of like letting them vent.
Yeah. Some of them, like, they want somebody to listen to them as well.
Yeah.
Like, they want to, they want people to hear their story, because it's almost like people just automatically think they know their story, but they don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's this, I really should figure out these business names, but there's one in NZ. I think I mentioned it before, and they have, they created like these, it's almost like caravan type trucks, and they've got like two washing machines, 2 dryers, and then they've got a shower. So so they'll go around, and then, homeless people get to go shower, they get to wash their clothes and dry their clothes, so they got fresh, clean clothes. I think they also give out clothes as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but while that's like, while they're waiting for their washing or their clothes and that, they also put out a table just outside, and they have like meals together. But then they also like just get to just talk to them. And it's not, I don't think it's like, like just sort of, they just get into counseling. It's more like just like general talk, like have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And some of them, like they get the cards out and they play cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of them was saying that a lot of them, it's like they just needed that social interaction just to feel human again.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to feel normal.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. What's a quote for the week?
Sorry. This one by Alan Cohen. It says, "Money is but one venue for generosity. Kindness is an even more valuable currency."
I like that. I like that a lot. All right. What's our gratitudes? You want to go first?
You can.
Okay. I am extremely grateful that my mom went in for an operation on her knee.
Yeah.
It was successful, and she is fine.
Yeah.
Like, she's recuperating now. She's sore, but everything looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And the operation went well. So really grateful that, she's all right.
I'm grateful for the same thing, that your mom recovered. No.
Is there an echo in here? But that's what
did you say about generosity?
The sound sort of dampening was to get rid of the echo. But
I'm grateful for.
I'm joking.
No, I am. I'm grateful that she recovered. She's recovering from her surgery, but it was successful. But also, I'm so proud that we released our first episode of Indie Faith podcast. That's mine and my cousin Mary's. So feel free to check it out. Also, LOGOSMITH Media Productions is up and running on YouTube. So you can find all our content. We've got First Steps on there. We've got Smoke and Mirrors on there, and Indie Faith podcast. And we also linked in Logo Brothers, who have their own YouTube channel. But they're affiliated.
Yeah, they make good stuff.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We have so many more exciting things to come up.
Awesome. Cool. Please take care of each other. We are going to sign off until next week. Are we changing our release day?
Just next week.
Just next week?
Yeah.
Okay. We will solidify the release day. And think about being generous and contributing.
And be kind.
Be kind, because it may be the thing that gives you a longer, more fulfilled life.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find you're so much happier for it. Yeah. Take care.
Stay safe.
Stay safe and stay positive.